Hello, wonderful child of God. It's Gwen Pickering, and I have this little candle burning up here because I love the symbol of the Holy Spirit's presence being with us. And I just was at this seminar and they were talking about living an ego-driven life or a spirit-led life. And with the ego, the ego is afraid, it separates, it sees people as kind of against, it doesn't see people as like something that would be I guess it does seem as it would be beneficial to them if it's beneficial, but mostly it's something that we need to protect against. And the spirit is totally different. The spirit knows that we are all one. It knows that we're connected. It takes delight in being with other people. And it asks questions like, what are we here to create together? And it just is a totally different thing. Like ego, get away, spirit, curiosity, looking at what is it here that we share, because it knows that we're connected. And I know that we're connected. And I happen to have this shirt on today, which I thought was so fabulously interesting. This is one of my favorite sayings. One time I went on an alternative break experience with students from St. Ben's, and we got this shirt, and it says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, we are called to peace and be grateful." Well, I love that. It's so beautiful. And it's just such a great example about what we're called to be as spirits. So let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. So, Christ being spirit, let the spirit rule in your heart, because that's where spirit lives. In our head, the spirit is not really necessarily up there. That's where our ego is very busy talking about why they're wrong, why we're right, making all of these separations. And of course, sometimes our brain can be helpful to us, but for the most part, what goes on up there is all stuff of the ego. And so let the Spirit of Christ rule in our hearts, since as members of one body, because Spirit knows we are all one. I am one with you, and you are one with me. Oh, just take that in for a minute. It's so beautiful. And because we're all one body, we are called to peace and be grateful. So our spirits are called to peace and be grateful. Out of grateful comes so many blessings for us, such happiness and joy. I think that's why so many times it calls us to be grateful in the Bible. But our egos are not at peace, nor do they want peace. And generally, they're not really grateful either. They're really about themselves. And whenever you're just about yourself, you're not grateful. So let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. May you live the life of a spirit, free and passionate, empowered life. Because you're important to this one body. You have something to give to this earth, to all of us, that nobody else does. Since as members of one body, we are called to peace and be grateful. And may that be you on this day. May you connect deeply with your spirit. May you, when you see your ego going about, just be like, yep, I hear you. No need to fight against it. And just realize that's just part too, right? It's part of us. It's part of being here on this earth. We have that part. We don't have to let it run our lives, but we can watch it and we can have compassion, because that ego is born out of our brokenness. And it doesn't need judgment or harshness. It too needs love and compassion. Yeah. So blessings to you today, and thank you for being here. Peace. Bye for now.